Say hello to the Dacia Bigster. It's the company's new C-segment SUV, and really it's the most competitive segment in the market, so it has to be here. And it's the bigger brother to the Duster, which is probably the easiest way of describing what this car is. It's actually the same width, but it's a little bit taller and a little bit longer, but it retains a 5-seat setup. The overall look is kind of, well, very much Dacia at the moment. They've really changed their whole brand identity, and you can see this all across the front here with the company's latest logo. You've also got LED daytime running lights here and LED main beams, although the high beams actually stick with normal bulbs, partly as a cost-saving measure. Other details include this hard, rugged plastic along the bottom, which is actually impregnated with the colour in the mould, which means that if this does get scratched or scuffed, it's not going to be as apparent. You're not going to have to get it repainted. But the upper section, unlike the Duster, is all painted, and it's really to give the car a little bit more of an upmarket look, a little bit more mature for the segment that it sits into. It also is the first model to sit on 19-inch wheels, so it really shows how the brand is evolving and it's moving into bigger segments. As with the Duster, it also uses this Starkle material, which has some white kind of speckles through it, and that's part of its recycled content. About 20% of this plastic is all from recycled bottles and various odds and ends as well. So that's one of the ways that the brand is trying to be a little bit more sustainable. It also shares some of the same body panels. So the wings, the bonnet and the front doors are the same as the Duster, but that's kind of really where the carryover and the similarity ends. It does have the same sort of panel that we've seen on the Duster, where that was all plastic. This is now painted and it's got quite a nice decal on it. And another first for the brand, you can now get a contrasting roof color. So you can have a normal body color, this is a new color for this model, and you can have a black roof color as well, matches in with the mirrors as well. So quite a nice look. Again, gives a little bit more upmarket, a little bit more of a mature design. Now, the overall length of the car is about 4.57 meters. That's 23 centimeters longer than a Duster, and really it's in the wheelbase. You get a little bit of a longer wheelbase by about 4 centimeters, so the gap between the front wheels, the back wheels, is slightly stretched compared to a Duster, and that means you've got more space inside for passengers. We'll show you that in a moment. Then around the back, again, you've got quite a nice detail. You've got a Bigster there made into the C-pillar, which is a nice divide between the contrasting colours, and some nice bodywork here as well. A little bit of sculpture, kind of gives the car some haunches, gives it a bit of presence. And then when you come around the back, you've got, again, the same rear lights as what we've seen on the Duster, with this kind of V-shaped pattern or Y-shaped design, if you want to call it that. But these are LED, whereas they're normal bulbs on the Duster. You've got no badging as such. It's kind of just a Bigster sticker there. This is the hybrid model. In fact, they're all hybridized in some way across the range. And you've got that white Dacia brand word mark across the back, with a couple of nice little details with these lines going all the way across. Yes, there's a rear wiper. It's a real trend, more so with EVs, but for some reason car manufacturers love getting rid of rear wipers. Not Dacia. They're very sensible about this thing, so that stays. You also got a nice spoiler, which kind of shows how the roof slightly comes down, but it's not overly sporty, so it just comes out. And then around the back, you've got more of that Starkle material here as well, so gives it a nice effect. A little bit of contrasting grey lower down, which again is impregnated with that colour. One of the decisions with the Bigster was to make it a 5-seater and not a 7-seater, and that does have some benefits because it means it's got a lot of boot space inside, 667 litres to be exact, which is 150 more litres than what you'll get in a Dacia Duster. And if you need even more space, you can drop down the rear seats. They have a 40-20-40 split, which is nice because it gives you a bit of versatility if you do want to drop them down. And you can also lower them down from inside the back. You don't have to reach into the front. You can literally pull those levers and drop them down, which is very useful if you do need to drop them down and have a bit more cargo inside. You've also got a little bit of extra room underneath there as well, so you've got either the option of a flat load level, or if you want to drop that down, you have more storage underneath. but there's plenty of practical features in here. You've also got 2 more U-clip locations in the back as well. So all in all, it's pretty useful, and a big plus as well is that you've got an electrically operated tailgate now too. Now I mentioned engines, and all of the engines are electrified in some way, shape or form. The main headline grabbing one is the Hybrid 155, and that uses a 1.4 kilowatt hour battery to give it up to 80% electric only driving in urban settings. Now obviously that will vary depending on how you're using it, but that could be not only the most popular version, but it's also most powerful with 155 horsepower. But there's also a couple of other versions available. There's going to be a TCE 140, which is a 1.2 litre 3-cylinder petrol engine with 48 volt mild hybrid technology, and that will also be available in a TCE 130 4x4. So it uses the same engine and 48 volt mild hybrid technology, but with 4-wheel drive. And for other parts of Europe, there's the EcoG 140, which is an LPG engine, which is also now electrified with mild hybrid technology. Now, let's have a look on the inside. Let's start with the driving position, because you get an electrically adjustable seat in the Bigster, which you can raise up or down or adjust the angle of the backrest. And to be honest, that's kind of expected in this category of car. The seats themselves are actually quite comfortable, and I'll show you a bit more detail on those in a moment. I want to talk about the steering wheel first, because you also have a manually adjustable steering wheel. So you've got reach and rake and angle as well there. So you've got a fair bit of movement there. So it's actually pretty good. Most people are going to find it very easy to find a comfortable driving position in here. In terms of what you get, well, first of all, you've got a slightly flat bottom steering wheel. In fact, it's kind of slightly flat on the top as well, but it's a good size. It's not too thick, it's not too chunky, and we like that there are physical buttons on here as well. So it's very easy, very tactile to find your way around it. And you've just got a couple of steering column controls. All your lights are on the left, your wipers, everything else are on the right, and you've got a second media control here as well on the right hand side. In front of the driver, you have either a 7 or 10-inch digital display. This car is equipped with the latter. This is a 10-inch display. It's a very nice full color, simple enough. There's not a whole detail in terms of graphics and things like that, but it's nicely laid out. All the information is clear and easy to read, and you can pull up various different bits of information and different displays through this button on the steering wheel. You then also get a 10-inch touchscreen display. This is standard on all Bigsters, and it's again quite a simple, very nicely laid out infotainment system. Obviously you can pair your mobile phone to it. You've got smart mirroring as well, so Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you can have all that pop up on the screen as well. The screen is slightly angled towards the driver, which I like, but it's not angled so much that person in the passenger seat won't be able to use it very easily, so that's good as well. And all the main controls are on the bottom, so things like your temperature control, your heated seats, your aircon and heated windscreen can all be activated from here. Other details include a very nice built-in mobile phone holder right here on the dashboard between the two displays. So if you do want to have your phone in there, it's very easy to just have it. You don't have to go looking and buying an accessory for it or have it rattle around. But in fact, there's not really a whole lot of places for it to rattle around. You've got a wireless charging pad here. You've got USB-C charge ports as well, and a 12-volt socket too, so you've no excuse for not being able to charge something in this. And you've also got more space in here, so you can open up this area here. You've got space for kind of two sort of cup holders or bottle holders here, but you can also take that out, put that out of the way in there, and then have a deeper storage area if you want, or just close it up. You've got a small little nub here for adjusting between forward and reverse drive, and you've got electronic parking brake here as well. Again, the whole look, the aesthetic, it's very rugged, it's very much leaning in to that whole image. And I like that there's a bit of a mixture of digital and physical buttons. The fact that you've got a whole bank of physical buttons here for adjusting your temperature up and down, for example, is really good, because it means you can do it without taking your eyes off the road. You don't have to go and fiddle with the screen. And it's all very nicely and intuitively laid out as well, so we like that too. In terms of the seats as well, so the center console does come up fairly high on here, but you've also got a nice kind of armrest and you've got pretty nice seats. There's a bit of a side bolster, but I wouldn't say they're sports seats as such, but it does give you a pretty good amount of support there on the sides, and same down here as well. But also the material that they're made out of is quite nice. You've got this kind of contrasting, quite heavy duty mesh material, and that's on the seat backs, and then you've got this softer material in the center. It looks nice and it feels nice, and having this combined with seat heating means it's going to be fairly comfortable to be in as well. Other details include this kind of quite nice upright and kind of rugged looking fascia. I quite like the material finish on this, and it's really broken up across 3 different layers here. You've also got a decent enough sized glove box, so again, not too bad. You've got a few practical things in there, and you've also got speakers on the A-pillars in there as well, which I'm pleased to say the A-pillars, they're not especially thick, so your overall field of vision outside is actually pretty good. In the back of the Bigster, there is a lot of room. It certainly lives up to its name of being big. Now, I'm not the biggest person in the world. I'm about 5'8" on a good day, so I've still got very good amounts of headroom, even though it's got a panoramic glass roof in there. I've also got really good amounts of knee room here, and Dacia actually claims this to be one of the best in the segment, up to 24 centimeters of knee room, depending on exactly where you have the seat set up. Now, I have this driving seat set up for my normal driving position, so I'm effectively sitting behind myself, and yeah, I've loads of room in here, and I can also get my feet in underneath the seat in front if I do want to stretch out that little bit more, so that's another bonus too. I've also got big windows here as well, and they're not especially high, so smaller kids, if they're sitting in here in a booster seat or a child seat, they're still going to be able to have a pretty good field of vision outside as well. That obviously helps reduce a bit of travel sickness. Speaking of child seats, both of the outer 2 seats are equipped with relatively easily accessible ISOFIX points, and the doors open to a fairly decent angle, so it should be relatively easy for parents of little ones to get them in and out of the car. The middle seat, well, it's always a bit of a compromise on the middle seat. It is a firmer seat base, and you do lose out a little bit on legroom, partly because you've got this center console here that extends back. You've got 2 air vents in there. You've also got 2 USB-C charge ports, and this little nubbin here is part of Dacia's U-clip system. So it has a range of accessories that are designed to clip onto these. Very easy, you don't need any tools, just slot them on, and you can then have various different things like extra cup holders and all sorts of odds and ends. There's a range of these accessories are going to continue to expand over time. You've got pockets in the backs of the front seats, and if you don't need to use this, you can actually fold down this center seat. Obviously it allows you access into the back, but it also has 2 cup holders built in here, and these 2 slots which serve as a handy little mobile phone holder. So if you've got little ones in the back that want to watch something, they can do that quite easily too. And if you don't need it, then you can just pop it back up and it locks in place. The only thing really I'd maybe criticize that for is that when it's down, you've got no barrier between you and the boot. But on the flip side, for some people, that's going to be a little bit handier to get in and out of if you need to reach in and get something. Lastly, there's okay sized door bins here. They're not the biggest in the world, but they're okay to get some small drinks bottles into if you need to. So that's our first look at the all-new Dacia Bigster. If you want to know more about the car, head over to our website. It's CompleteCar.ie. You'll find it linked in the description below, and it's a great resource for finding your next new car, as well as keeping up with all the latest car news. But we'd love to know your opinion as well, so do get involved in the comments below and tell us what you think. Thanks for watching.